In February 2024, Klarna, the Swedish fintech, announced that its new AI assistant was handling 2/3 of all customer service chats. The work of 700 full-time customer service agents shifted to AI overnight. Not in a lab, not in a pilot project, but in production, serving real customers. 2 years later, that story has arrived at our doorstep. Somewhere right now, an AI is reading a customer inquiry and replying with a full freight code before a human has even opened the mail. Another one is on a phone call with a trucker holding a natural conversation about a delayed pickup. A third is watching vessel position across the globe and answering customer queries with better schedule knowledge than most of us carry in our head. This raises the question every person in our industry is asking. Is this coming for my job? The World Economic Forum estimated AI would displace around 85 million jobs globally by 2026. But what made fewer headlines is that the same report projected even more new roles being created. The story is not subtraction, it is substitution. The work changes shape, and the people who understand how it changes shapes are the one who come out ahead. So, in this episode of Logistically Speaking, let me explain which roles are genuinely exposed, what AI is already doing inside shipping and logistics, which business models change first, and the exact moves employees and companies must make now. Stay with me till the end because that is where the practical part lives. Let's be honest about who is the first in line. It is not the dock worker, it is not the truck driver, it is the office persons. The roles most exposed to AI share three features. The work happens on a screen, it follows patterns, and it produces documents or data. And here is a simple test. Take any SOP in your company. If it reads like a checklist, click here, copy this, paste this, step 1, step 2, tick the box, upload data, then AI can already do it and honestly do it better. It does not get bored at step 47. Translate that into our world. Shipping runs on paperwork. Bills of lading, invoices, custom declaration, rate inquiries, rate codes, booking, and shipment updates. So, the most exposed role in logistics are documentation people, routine rate desk quoting, customs paperwork preparation, first line status query customer service, and any role whose main job is copying information from one system or website into another or mailing that information to a customer. Anthropic research in March 2026 found that in theory, AI could handle 94% of tasks in computer-based job, but in reality, the figure was closer to 1/3 because AI take over the task, not jobs. And every logistic job contained task AI is turbulent, like negotiating with a difficult carrier, calming a customer whose cargo is stuck, or overruling the system because 30 years of monsoon experience says otherwise. Which is why the old saying has never been more true. You will not be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by someone who knows AI. And that changes the culture of our office completely. For decades, it was almost a fashion statement in logistics or in any industry to say, I am not a tech person, I am an operation person, I am a marketeer, or I am the finance guy. That line is finished. From the junior most executive to the senior most director, I am not good at tech is no longer a personality trait. It is a resignation letter written in advance. Let me explain you how far this has already gone, because none of this is theory. Start with the quoting. There are AI tools in the market today like Vuma, Wiser, and others that read every inquiry landing in a forwarder's or LCL consolidator's inbox, extract the shipment details, pull the rate, and reply with a professional code automatically. Now, think about the Indian market, where importers and exporters routinely mass mail the same inquiry to maybe 10, 25, or sometimes even 50 forwarders or plus. I have personally seen an Indian conglomerate send one inquiry to 113 forwarders for a 2 CBM shipment worth maybe 5,000 rupees in total billing. And behind each of these 113 mails, rate had to be collected from overseas agent, local consolidators and truckers. So effectively it was 4 multiplied by 113, that is 452 companies worked behind this inquiry, spending an hour or two each. Hundreds of manpower burned across the industry for one tiny shipment. An AI quoting engine answered their entire flood instantly at near zero cost, and the forwarders team spends that saved hours on business development instead of copy paste. Next, the phone. AI voice agents that hold long, natural, human-sounding conversation are already live across industries. In logistics, a company called Happy Robot has automated millions of calls for freight brokers and carriers. Check call, load updates, team inquiries, cutting call time in half and operating costs by a third. DHL supply chain has already partnered with them. Now, imagine that agent in our world. A customer service voice that knows every vessel schedule, every vessel position, every port congestion update, pulled live from the web around the clock in a language that the customer knows. I'm sure many customers would soon prefer talking to that agent over waiting for a human. Now the back office. The era of traditional BI dashboard is quietly ending. Instead of waiting for MI's reports, managers now simply ask AI a question in plain language and get the analysis. This is why even an accountant survives this wave only by knowing AI. Close to 60% of finance teams are already piloting AI, and junior accounting roles are shifting from preparing data to reviewing what AI has prepared. The same is happening in sales, marketing and HR, where AI handles the campaign analysis, lead management, sales productivity and candidate screening. No function is left standing outside. Investing time and money in learning AI is no longer optional career advice. It is survival. And at the top of this pyramid sits the newest idea, the digital chief of staff. Companies are now deploying AI agents that sit across departments, tracking projects, assembling reports, reconciling data between systems, chasing follow-ups, and routing decisions to the right human at the right moment. One layer of software quietly doing coordination work that used to be spread across several roles. Around 79% of companies say they are already adopting AI agents. In short, the organization chart itself is being redrawn. Now, let me explain a framework I want you to remember, because it tells you how fast this wave hit your part of the industry. Pull-based business are the ones where the customer comes to the brand. Shipping lines are the perfect example in logistics, near monopolies where users have very few options. The vessel sail on schedule, the capacity exists, the brand is known, and the customer come to book. That business is essentially a rate, a schedule and a booking, and every one of those tasks can be handled end-to-end by AI. The shipping lines knows it. Expect shipping line, sales, coding and customer service to go almost completely AI driven. Push-based business are different. Freight forwarding, LCL consolidation, project cargo companies and NVOCCs are the right example. Nobody wakes up dreaming of working with them. That business is pushed into existence by the salesperson who build trust, find the cargo, solve the problem, extend the credit and handle the 4 a.m. crisis. Sales and relationship remain the differentiator, and that is exactly where AI is the weakest. So, forwarding and consolidation survived this boom longer than the most. But I'll be honest with you, the moat is shrinking, and so do not expect this to be a permanent situation. As quoting, documentation and customer service automate, the cost of running a forwarding business collapses, and when costs collapse, competition floods in. The push business that survive will be the one using AI everywhere behind the salesperson so that the human is free to do what humans do best. Before anyone panics or any CEO gets carried away, remember the ground reality from our last episode. Almost 70% of shippers are still just exploring or piloting AI. Only 1% have embedded it into their core operations. Asia Pacific lead the world at 31% against 14 in North America and 6 in Europe. The race has barely started, and it is starting in our region. Let me close with the step you should take to sustain in this changing world of AI. Number 1, use the tool daily. Do not chase an AI crash course or a certificate or a training you bookmark and forget. Start with the simple task of opening an AI assistant and making it draft a customer email, summarize a charter party, analyze a rate sheet. AI fluency is becoming what Excel was for the last generation, the silent prerequisites. Start building your expertise. Number 2, mix your domain expertise with AI. Do you know why a shipment actually gets stuck in Nova Shore and no AI model trained on the internet know your trade like you do? The most valuable people in the industry right now are the ones who can mix that expertise with AI. Number 3, analyze how you spend your week. The hours you spend moving information between screens will add no value to you in future. Along with your routine work, find time to build your skill and migrate deliberately towards judgment work, exception handling, negotiation, and client convincing. And if you are at the managerial level, let me top on 3 more steps which is required. Number 4, start using AI analysis tool on painful, boring, measurable problem that is code turnaround, documentation error, and detention leakage. Because the biggest barrier to AI adoption is not cost, it is unclear ROI. Number 5, fix your data before expanding your AI scope and be transparent with your people. Explain the benefit to the organization and to them personally. If your team understands AI will make them smarter and more productive, they will support, or else they will quietly make sure it fails. Number 6, reskill instead of replace. Your documentation persons with the 20 years of custom handling, your operation person managing congestion, your customer service person handling difficult customers. These are your best AI exception handlers. Skill them with AI and they become more productive and not redundant. And remember, over 40% of shippers now ask service providers about their AI capability when choosing a partner. Your customers have already started asking. So, will AI take your job? Let me tell you the honest answer. Yes, AI will absorb a real share of the routine work in our industry and the office persons will feel it before the yard does. But it will not empty logistic of people because this business ultimately run on judgment, relationship, and exception, and it produces new problems faster than any machine can learn the old ones. The winners of the next 5 years will be the one who let the machines do the copying so the human can do the thinking. The question was never really, will AI take my job? The question is, will I take the new one which it is creating? If this episode gave you a new way to think about AI and your career, share it with one person in your team who has been quietly worrying about this. And please do not forget to subscribe and share so these videos can reach more people who really need this information to upgrade their career. See you next week.